Hi everyone, my name is Pam Nakpil and this is The Moving Truth with Pam. So for today, my guest is a fellow Filipina like me. Her name's Cai Aquino. And let's have Cai introduce herself a bit. So Cai.
Hi Pam, thanks for having me here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Again, my name is Cai. I go by Cai Aquino, but my real name is Catherine.
Catherine, oh, that's a nice nickname.
Yeah, it's a nice nickname. It's just that when I was in high school, there's like 4 Catherines in one room. So we have to create our own pet name so the teachers. Yeah, exactly. So that the teacher, if they call Catherine, not 4 of us is gonna stand up. Anyway, I'm the owner and baker of Ma Belle Breads and Pastries. It's specializes in Filipino breads and pastries.
Yeah, I've tasted them. They're really good. So, okay, you're in Canada now, but what were you doing back home in the Philippines? Where were you in the Philippines? What were you doing?
I was born and raised in the northern part of the Philippines.
Okay.
In Rizal.
Rizal, okay.
Yes.
Metro Manila now.
Yes,
mostly.
yes, kind of. A little bit closer, like maybe about an hour, half an hour away from Manila. I used to work in in a BPO company that is based in the U.S. It's a financial institution, but unlike outsourced, we are not outsourced. So we are really an employee of that company that is based in the U.S.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So, what were you doing there? What was your career?
I was a fraud recovery specialist.
Ouch. Oh. Fraud recovery.
Yes, it's a financial institution. At first, I was working, taking calls for, clients that received a text or an email or a call that this transaction is suspicious. So you have to give us a call, and we have like all the tools that we need to really check if you were the right person.
Okay.
Like we have this tool wherein we would know what's your address 5 years ago if you moved.
Okay, so you have all those things.
Yes.
So you were doing that kind of work. So fast forward a bit. How did you happen to go to Canada? I mean, what happened there? What was the decision point in moving to Canada?
Oh, that was the toughest, the hardest decision as a mom, actually, because I'm a mom of 10.
I'm sorry?
I'm a mom of 10 kids.
Okay.
All normal delivery, no cesarean section.
Okay.
I have 5 boys and 5 girls. However, I have 6 kids with my first marriage.
Okay.
And I have 4 kids with my second.
Okay.
So, my ex-husband came here in Canada, but we're already separated. Like, we've been separated for like 8-9 years already. Before coming here in Canada.
So, how did you get here if you were separated? I mean, who initiated the move?
He initiated it.
Okay.
Because since we're legally married.
Okay.
So when someone, even though we're separated, I guess it depends on the kind of application that you filed for permanent residency. However, he filed for that he is still married. Until only after, during the decision making, he asked me, "Are you willing to sign a waiver?" And I was like, "Sure, that's fine with me. If the kids is gonna come with you in Canada, I got no holds on that."
Wow, that's
because I made that decision. It's because I don't want to, hold my kids from something that they may have here, the opportunity that they may have here. However, if that will be the case, we have to go through so many papers.
Legal
separation and everything. So he tried to convince me, can you just come with the kids?
Okay.
Because on the application for that, for permanent residency, I'm the priority one. The wife should be the priority one, and the kid should be the priority too.
Okay. So you were separated. I know it's not as simple as that. So, why did you, I don't know what happened in the marriage and everything, but like, why did you still go despite not being together?
I guess, again, what I'm thinking was, maybe when I come here, I would have the opportunity to apply for my other 4 kids to come over here in Canada.
Okay.
Though I was not aware that when I signed the documents that he could have declared my other 4 kids.
Oh.
Because when I was reviewing it afterwards, I saw that step kids or
Are
steps,
included.
yes, are included.
Okay.
And when it was explained to me when we arrived here, he told me that, oh, it's because if I included them, then I have to pay for their fare, I have to do this, and I have to do that, and everything. And I kind of felt a little betrayed on that part.
So when he filed, he didn't include the stepkids.
No,
So on paper,
it was just our 6 kids.
so there was no way you could get them then.
No way back then.
Oh wow. So that must have been hard for you.
Yes, and I was even told that, oh, if you file for your other kids because they are not declared, there's a chance that you guys can get deported.
Wow. That's scary.
It is scary. But then I think that was 2 years ago, IRCC sent out a newsletter wherein the undeclared, you can already declare them.
Thank God for changes in
Yes,
policies.
exactly.
Right? So what happened when you got here? You were gonna, because you're supposed to stay together, right? When you arrive
Yes,
here,
but
because you're married on paper. So what happened? How was that transition?
it's it's kind of like weird setup because we agreed that when we came here I got a house for us
Okay.
that all of us is gonna live together. There's 3 rooms. The small room is his room.
Okay.
The 2 big room is with me and my girls, and the other room is for my boys.
Okay. So must have been uncomfortable, but you made it work.
Yes,
Looks
I made
like
it
you made
work. Plus, on the others, also on top of that, he's already with somebody else.
Okay. So it's
It's a circus thing.
okay. Okay. So I'm sure we're laughing a bit about it
Mm-hmm.
right now, but I'm sure there was some. I don't know. Was there any issues happening? We're all living in the same place.
Yes, there were. Because, not a lot of, I know they have friends, they know a lot of people already here in Canada. Our landing province is in PEI.
Okay.
So, when we go to church, and his girlfriend is with us as well in the church. A lot of Filipinos' faces were like either confused or gossiping
Yeah.
in their head.
Of course,
Like
of course.
why is the original wife and the partner together in church
Must
with
have
the kids?
been, yeah. I'm sure the kids would also feel.
Yeah, like the kids
Uncomfortable.
felt uncomfortable. So I ended up, after 3 months of staying in PI, I ended up moving in a different province, which
I was
is in
gonna
Amherst.
ask, when did you decide to leave? And you said you didn't stay in PEI, right?
No, I
so you
did
went
not.
to Amherst. What happened when you were in Amherst? And what were you working in PEI when you landed?
Yes, I was working in PI in one of the coffee shop there.
Okay.
And I was working in the call center as well in a satellite company. I was working 2 jobs.
Wow. So your days were
Yes, just
long.
for me to not feel depressed for leaving my 4 younger kids back home.
Oh, because it was the 4 younger
Yes,
kids.
the 4 younger kids. I left, my youngest was 2 years old, turning
Wow.
3. And my eldest was about 6 years old.
So how long were you apart from your 4 other children?
When we arrived here, March of 2017, I decided to come back home.
Oh, so you went back
December of 2017, like 9 months after.
Okay.
Because like I was a hands-on mom, and it's so hard to be apart from your kids.
Yeah, especially if they're really young.
Yes, it's like that's the age where you have to establish your connection to your kids.
And then, but you still came back because
Yes,
you
I still
wanted
came
to
back.
still be able to get them.
Yes, and I still, there's a lot of difference financially when you work here and when you work in the Philippines. It's the amount of, if I could give an example, the 2 weeks of pay that you get here is probably about equivalent to 2 months pay in the Philippines.
Wow. So you really have to suck it up and just bear it and just
Exactly.
find a way to get the for others. Okay. So going to Amherst, did you have to leave the other kids with your husband, or did they come with you to Amherst?
At first, I have to leave my 6 kids to my ex-husband,
Okay.
because when we were separated, he kind of like abandoned his responsibility as a
Wow.
father to my kids. There were no financial, no communication at all for like 9 years.
Okay.
So I felt that, I think, and I do felt that he wanted to prove that he can be a father to them.
Oh, that's good.
So I gave him the chance to know my kids, our kids, and be a dad to them. But after a while, 2 of my kids moved in with me in Amherst.
So they eventually went back to mom.
Yes.
They eventually.
They eventually
So what
went back
did
to
you do
mom.
in Amherst?
I found a partner. I had a boyfriend, and I moved in with him.
Okay.
I was also working in a coffee shop in Amherst and at a convenience store at the same time.
Wow. So 2 jobs again.
2 jobs again, yes.
So how was working in Amherst compared to working in PI was?
To be honest, people in PI were really, really nice. Like, I would walk to work, and even though you don't know anybody, if you come across somebody, a local, they would say good morning, hi, hello.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, hi, hello. You're so like timid, because it's kind of like still a culture in the
Yeah,
Philippines. It's not like that.
You don't do that,
No, we
right?
don't do that there. And then with Amherst, it was kind of like a culture shock, because I was already a supervisor, and the way they treated me as a supervisor, they don't treat me
Like an equal?
like the way they treat other supervisors that are local. I've experienced there wherein one of my staff would use my cap as a drum,
Wow.
and I'll just shrug it off. Maybe she's just joking about it or playing about it and stuff
But you
like
felt
that.
different.
Yes, I felt different. I've experienced, like, my coworker would throw something in front of me, like dragging something in front of me. I
Okay.
mean, you could
So
just
it
say
wasn't
something
a
to me.
rosy working experience
No, it's
for
not.
you. Okay. Amherst, you're now in Moncton.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Why moving from PI to Amherst? Because moving once is hard.
Yes, that's true.
Moving twice is
It's-
much harder.
it's-
So why did you move from Amherst to Moncton?
I didn't. Back then, I don't know that the word narcissist. I don't know the behavior and stuff like that. I don't know the trait of a narcissist. Little did I know, I was with a narcissist. I was physically abused. I was emotionally abused. I was mentally abused. Like, I've experienced, the worst that I've experienced is that I was thrown in the stairs.
Your partner was
A local.
local. Okay. How did that feel, Kai? I mean, I know you came from 2 other relationships that
Yes, I know.
you said didn't work
And
out.
honestly speaking, I broke up with my ex-husband because I was a beaten wife. And then here I am again,
Wow.
being in a relationship with someone that is abusive. So it kind of made me feel like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not seeing the red flags? I guess abusers are like, have their own way of manipulating somebody that is very weak. They know how to detect your weakness and stuff like that.
Were you able to get support when that was happening to you?
With my ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, with my ex-boyfriend from Amherst, yes. There was an abuse home
That's
in
good.
Amherst that I went to.
And they were able to help you.
And they were able to help me get back on my feet.
Wow.
They were very, very nice.
That's good. At least we have that support system
Mm-hmm.
here. So now moving to Moncton, having experienced this again,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get up? I mean, what did you have to do to get settled once again here, and what work did you
When I
have to
moved
do?
here in Moncton, October 2018, I worked 2 jobs.
Again.
Again, I was working in a coffee shop in the morning, and at night, I'm working as a personal support worker in a resident home
Okay.
with a 12-hour shift.
Wow.
If I'm gonna give you my schedule, and I did that for 10 months,
Wow.
because when I moved here in Moncton, I was escaping from a relationship. My ex-boyfriend didn't know where. I don't want my ex-boyfriend to know
where you were.
which province I'm moving. He thought at first I was moving in Halifax.
Okay.
I'm happy that after I moved here in Moncton, I never saw him again,
Oh, he might see you now.
because he because he has this like obsession. To be honest, when we broke up, he went on a dating site and looked for a Filipina
Wow.
to marry.
Okay. Okay. We will not let's not.
Yes, I know.
Okay, but like, okay, working here now in Moncton, how do you now compare it versus working in Amherst and working in PI?
Working here in Moncton, I used to work in Dieppe, and I don't speak French, to be
Okay.
honest. I do have my fiance now that I call my husband, who is a French Canadian, and I'm starting to learn French. But back then, when I moved here,
Yeah.
2018, I have no idea how to speak French. And I've experienced, and I was a supervisor, and I've experienced being this. That's the only time I've experienced racism.
What kind of racism did you?
There's a customer that was ordering something from the drive-thru, and she was asking if there's somebody that knows how to speak French.
And you were the one there.
And I was the one there, and nobody other staff, even the local staff, knows how to speak French. And I explained to the lady that I'm sorry, but my one of my staff that knows how to speak French already clocked out, went home. And then she told me, well, if you don't know how to speak French, you shouldn't be working here.
Okay.
I said, ma'am, do you mind pulling at the drive-thru window?
Yeah, and what happened?
And I told her, I'm sorry if nobody can assist you to speak in French. However, Moncton is a bilingual city. So if you don't know how to speak English, then I guess you shouldn't be ordering here as well.
Okay, so
Oh, she
that's a
was
little
mad.
that is a little brave of you. Didn't you feel like, oh my gosh, like
No, because when I moved here in Canada, I thought everyone is like nice. You know, I was very timid. I was just a preserved person until with all the experiences that I've went through from one province to the other province to here, it made me like, oh, if you're not gonna stand up for what you think is right, then somebody is just gonna keep on stepping on you. You have to speak up to be able to be heard, I think.
I think so, and I think it was your chance. No, I know I felt some instances like that, but not as bad
No,
as
not as
yours.
bad as
yeah,
mine.
but at least good that you are able to speak up. You know, and I think people have to realize that respectfully, this Moncton is becoming, or New Brunswick and Canada, it's really a melting pot of cultures now.
Exactly. It's like a diverse city. Like you see a lot of
Okay.
race.
So, you have a new partner, you have
Yes.
your husband. How does it feel now? Because you mentioned about being in a relationship that's the right one.
You know what? Looking back, I just realized that God is really gonna give you something on the right time.
Okay.
Before, I think I was so desperate to look for a partner because that's what I wanted. Somebody who would care for me, that would give me importance, that would appreciate everything that I do. And I never had that. Not until I found my new partner, my husband.
Yeah. So, doing the kids are now here. All
Yeah. No,
kids
not
are-
all yet.
Okay.
We're still in the process of getting the other 4 kids.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a long process that
It
I have
is.
to go through a lawyer to have
Oh,
that
wow.
fixed, because again, if it has not been, if it has been declared before,
It's easier.
it's easier.
So, but they can still come. You're still working at
Yes.
it. And they said they can come.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the process is longer than, the normal process.
What have you learned in all these things that have happened to you? I mean, this was not meant to be a relationship talk, but like knowing what you know now about, being in Canada, being back home, what can you share about these experiences that have made you who you are today?
Being here in Canada, I guess what I've learned is that if you have to focus on your goal.
Okay.
What do you really want to achieve? Because if what you want to achieve is and you have to think of the like something that you can really reach. Don't think too high yet.
Okay.
Like
So baby
steps. For me, I always put my family first. And in every decision that I make, I put my heart and my mind to it.
Okay.
If my mind and my heart doesn't agree with it, that means I have to think it over again.
Okay. So are you working now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I
So
quit my
what
job
are you
last
doing?
year. I've focused with my business, which is the pastries and the bread. And I have decided to do that, to quit my job last year because we had custody of my grandson.
Okay.
And again, like what I told you, I put my family first.
So he was the priority.
He was a priority. For me, job is like a ball, but it's made of rubber, that it will always bounce back.
Right. Okay.
But other things, your family, your
Spending
religion,
time.
your health, it's a bulb that's made of glass.
You won't get it again.
Yes, if you break it, it's not gonna be in the same shape.
So going through everything, I mean, it's such a 30 minutes. It's not enough to capture what I think you went through. Going through what you went through, would you still have moved, given that it was with an ex-husband who you weren't with, had to leave your 4 kids, younger kids back home, being in an abusive relationship again, and getting discriminated upon at work? Would you do it all over again?
Yes.
Why? Why? I mean, really, why? I would have cried and went back home the first time.
I would think about those things before, but if I do, it's like regretting the happy things as well.
Okay.
And regretting the kind of a person I am right now.
So you choose to focus on
Yes.
the right thing.
I wouldn't be the person that I'm talking to right now if I didn't go through those experiences. And I could say that I'm a survivor, that I was able to, go through it successfully.
What advice would you give women who are probably going through the same thing, not necessarily immigrants or even locals? Like what advice would you give them?
Try to reach out to anybody.
Okay.
If, let's say, there's 10 person that you've reached out, 1 or 2 of them would help you out.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to talk about it. Trauma based on your abuse has so many stages, and I've been through those stages. You will really go through denying it. You don't want to talk about it until you would finally realize, oh, I'm done that.
Okay. But it's still worth it.
Yes,
being
it's
here.
still worth it.
No. Guy, I wish we could have a longer
I know.
time so we can discuss them. It might be, we need probably about 5-10 episodes. But thank you for being here with me today. I know it's not easy sharing this, and I know going through that must have been really, really painful for you. But I admire how you are now, and I'm very happy about what's happening in your life right now.
Thank you. I am very happy and contented with what I have right now.
Thank you, Kai. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the next episode of The Moving Truth with Pam. Bye now.